this little morning time we come together is really kind of like, most companies that you might have a job where you work, they kind of have a morning meeting every morning. The purpose of that meeting is to make sure that everybody has current information, number one, but number two, also to motivate everybody and get them off on the right foot for the rest of the day, to have a good positive day working together and serving their clientele, whoever that might be. So in a way, that's really what we do when we come together here every morning, is reinforcement of, first of all, our commitment to this crusade to kill poverty, to boost everybody's morale, and to know that, we're together, we're not alone. Nobody's alone in this mission to eradicate poverty. We're doing this together. Sometimes I do kind of feel like I'm alone fighting against the world. I don't know, you probably feel that way too about parts of your life. You feel alone and you're just struggling against the world to do the thing you want to do, or to have the thing, have your fantasy come to reality. Maybe it involves some people that you have no control over. But I'm going to tell you what, you may not have control over what other people do, and you're certainly not responsible for what other people do, but you do have control over how much poverty you can eradicate. You have total control over that. Total control.
I see your microphone moving, but I can't hear nothing.
You're not hearing anything? Goodness. What is going on with this thing?
See your microphone
Satan.
jumping.
It is Satan.
Oh, my sound turned over.
Satan is messing with
I hear
me.
you okay.
I'm
do?
sorry. I have my sound turned off. I'm sorry.
I hear you okay.
Goodness. So you just don't want to hear me, huh? I might say something that might offend you or strike a trigger in a nerve.
Oh, I'm sitting here.
Hit hard, close to home, right in the heart.
No, I was messing around with Beverly and her purple hair, and I just realized what time it was.
Purple hair. Hey, Beverly, hi, 10 to you, man.
And
Purple hair, I love it.
I flipped on.
What?
I looked at the microphone jumping. I don't hear nothing.
What? I didn't hear you. What?
I just found out you have purple hair. I love it.
Ah!
Did you see that?
I love it. That's
I
good, lady. That's good.
All right, so,
You see
I've
that
been
great
dying to
big
paint my
drink
hair
sitting on
pink
that
forever.
table?
Do what? Missed all that. Shoot. Yeah, no, you know what? That takes guts to paint your hair when you're our age. Because we were raised, you just didn't alter your body. You
I'm
weren't-
sorry, I was on a call. What were y'all saying? I
Oh,
know,
goodness.
Jerry. I missed it. I'm sorry.
We was talking about your purple hair, and I talked about that great big 2-foot drink on that table. If I drank a drink that big, my hair'd be purple too. Shoot.
Oh my goodness.
You ought to
So,
see the picture. It's great. It's
But
a
what I
wonderful
was
picture.
talking about, Beverly, is the fact that we come together here every morning as if a company comes together to have their morning meeting with their employees.
Yeah.
And that's all about helping people know, reconfirm what they're there for, what their job is, making sure too that they're up to date on the latest news and information they need to know to conduct their job correctly, to know who's in charge of what. So company meetings every morning are very important. In fact, in most companies, they're mandatory. They're mandatory. You don't show up for the company meeting in the morning, you might as well pack your bag and get out of there, because that's an important part of the day. It's a very important part of the day. And that shows your employer how committed you are to your job, that you show up to those meetings, you're there and you know what's going on. They don't have to come find you and personally tell you this information, spend extra time to tell you the information you could have got had you been in the meeting. These meetings are the very same thing. Very same thing. Now, while this is not an employment situation and everybody's on their own, you're independent, at the same time, how can you possibly know what's going on if you don't show up? If you're not there to get the information, how can you possibly really even know what's going on? There may be some special reward about to be offered to you that day, some recognition. You didn't even show up. Huh? Personally, I have run a number of businesses with multiple employees. At one time, I had 21 employees working for me. If I had a company meeting in the morning and somebody didn't show up, that's a black mark against them. They do that 2 or 3 times. I know they don't value their job. You're going to be history before you know it. I'll replace you. I will replace you. That's the way employers do. I want somebody on my team working for me that I'm paying. I'm investing my time to provide tools, training, whatever it is to help this person do a job. And if they're not going to show up and learn how to use those tools and take advantage of all that free training, employers, when they employ you, they're spending money and time. This is why they're very selective about who they employ, because they're going to invest their own money and time in training you to do that job. And they may be even paying you while you're in training. Now, that doesn't happen here, but your training is free. So if you don't come to get it, they're probably not going to keep you around very long. They're going to replace you very quickly, very quickly. You can't do a job of any kind unless you know what you've got and how to use it. You're not going to be effective at your job. So if people will look at this morning training call as the same as if they were working for some company and their life, their daily bread and butter was dependent on them going to that job every day and attending that morning meeting every morning to keep that job, I'm gonna tell you what, you're gonna see a whole lot more productivity going on, a whole lot more money coming into your wallets, because you take this call in the morning very seriously. You show up here to get the latest information. If you absolutely cannot, you already have a job somewhere that you cannot come here, at least be sure you're tapping in to get the recordings of it. Get the recordings. When they go out in the emails, be sure you're listening to those recordings. I'm sending them out every day now in an email. Whatever the recording was from the day before, by the next day, it's going out in an email to everybody. So there's no reason for anybody to not be up to date on what's going on more than 24 hours. Within 24 hours, they will know what has happened if they at least listen to those recordings. Now, I'm going to say this about the nightly meetings. That's where people are bringing new people that are new, people that are just getting acquainted with what we're doing. All they've seen is a capture page. They may not be ready yet for the morning training call, but they are ready for that evening presentation call. So when you have people in your view leads area and they may have only seen that capture page that you sent out that they signed up on, it's very important that you get a hold of these people. You encourage them to attend the evening call at 9 p.m. Eastern time and get their questions answered. Just show up there and learn what's going on. That's another place where you're going to get the latest information. Those calls are live. All of our calls are live. I rarely play a recording for a presentation call. It's live. It's up to date. It's telling you what's happening right now. If I do play a recording, I'll stop it and take over live from that point to tell you this is the new stuff happening, just like we did last night. But here's the thing about those evening calls, guys. I don't care if you cannot listen in or not. It is very, very important that you at least log on to that call. We need to be having 20 night. There are over 100 people right now that have registered in pre-launch for, guess what? Avatar service. Avatar service. And there's well over 100 people already in the preload of the 2x matrix for the NMAS program, because we just crunched all the existing people. We grandfathered them into it. So there is no reason for us not to have 30, 40 people at least on the calls every night. When people who are new come to that meeting at night, they come to that call at night, the presentation call, They're looking and seeing here how many people are on the call. They need to see a lot of people on there. Whether you can listen in and participate or not, at least have your name show up. Another person is registered on the call. If you have 2 or 3 devices, put them in separate rooms so you don't get feedback, and log in on all of them. Log in on all of them. You got multiple phones, put one in one room, put one in another room, log in from all of them. So it shows yet another person on the call, another person on the call. You can log in, put different names on them, you know, put some silly name on there. I'll know that that means you're logged in multiple times. Somebody's logged in multiple times. They got some crazy names on there, whatever it is you use on your emails. Like Jerry's got Jerry's World, you know, I know that's Jerry logged in on a separate device, because I know when he comes in on his regular device, he's Jerry W. Y'all got computers, phones, you got it. Everybody here's got at least 2 devices, because you got your phone, and you probably have a tablet, or you have a phone and you have a computer. So everybody here could really log in every night from 2 devices. That will double the number of people that are showing up here on this call. And that makes it more impressive to guests coming on the call. You never know when somebody in your downline might have a guest coming to the call. Make sure you're logged on there as multiple times. You want them to see a lot of people on there. That tells them there's a lot of excitement happening here, that a lot of people see value in this. When they come to the call and there's 7, 8, 9 people, in the back of their head, they're thinking, well, this can't be any big deal. There's hardly anybody here. It is important. If you had a job and they were holding you accountable for something, if you didn't show up for the meeting, you'd probably get fired very soon. They're going to replace you. They're not going to fire you because they don't want to pay unemployment benefits. But, you know, if that's a prerequisite, if it is a mandatory thing that you attend meetings, they have the right to fire you. Treat this as if you had an employer here that's holding you accountable. If you can't hold yourself accountable, pretend like you played Play Lady when you were growing up. You played those games that you played up. You know, maybe you pretended you were Batman when you were a kid. Well, Batman answered to somebody. Who did he answer to? You know, he got a call on the phone from somebody. That was the person he answered to. You see, there's always somebody holding somebody accountable, but somewhere in your life, you have to learn to hold yourself accountable. You yourself. Be disciplined. Robert here is so disciplined. I've never met anybody more disciplined than Robert. I can't even match him. This man at 70, what, 72, Robert? You just had your birthday. 72 or 73 now. Robert gets up every morning at about 3 o'clock in the morning. Now he goes to bed at about 9, so he gets a full night of rest, 6 hours, 6 to 7 hours. That's all anybody really needs. 7 hours, you should be good. How old are you, Robert? I just saw you unmute there. No, you're not unmuted. All right. This man gets up every morning at 3 a.m.
Don't rush me. Don't rush me. 72.
72.
Yeah,
Good.
don't rush me. I'll be 73 soon enough.
Well, I have a hard time keeping up with how old I am myself. I have to go back to my birth year.
72 last month.
The math.
So I feel pretty good too. So I'm okay with that.
Senior moments. I've been having a problem keeping up with my year, how old I am for years, since I was in my 30s. Anyway, but here's the thing, guys. Robert gets up every morning at 3 a.m. He never sleeps past 6, 7 hours. I know he doesn't. And then he gets up and he does his prayers, his meditation. And then he gets to work. He gets to work. He takes care of business early in the morning. He does what he knows he needs to do to make this business rock and roll. He gets up and does that for about 2 hours every morning. In fact, he logs in here on this Zoom call and makes himself available to teach you all what it is that he does. And the reason we're doing that, we shoved everybody into his downline. We created some positions at the top, put Susan and Robert in them together so they share those 2 positions. And between the 2 of them, everybody in here is in their downlines. And why are we doing that? Because they know how to turn on the most recruits that convert. They're bringing in an average of 1 to 4 people every day. They have both averaged independently over 500 people a year. So we feel like the most important thing for anybody to learn here is what they're doing. Learn how to do what they're doing. And it's so elementary, kids can do it. It's so elementary. You don't even have to talk to anybody to do it. But they're disciplined. They have set aside a certain number of hours every day to do this thing that will get these results. Every day. If everybody had the same discipline, everybody with what we're doing right now, if everybody had that same discipline to put those couple of hours into this every single day and do exactly what they're doing, you're all going to create an enormous amount of spillover underneath the people you're bringing in. And you're going to see that 65,000 happen sooner than you would if you don't. How soon do you want the $65,000 that you can get from the $20? It can be done in 15 days. I'm going to keep saying that, guys. I don't care if you don't like hearing it again. I'm going to keep saying it every day until it sinks in. Do the thing that will get the results so that you can get $65,000 in 15 days. Just do it. Just do it. And make it a thing that you hold yourself accountable for, to make sure that you have every device that you own logged in on the evening call at 9 p.m. Eastern time, so that new people coming to see this see tons of people on this call. They don't know that it's you guys just coming in on multiple devices. It looks like a lot of people are here. At least get yourself in here on one device. But if you got multiple devices, get them all logged on to this. Put them in separate rooms, put them away from you. If you're driving in your car, put one in the trunk. You know, if you got internet on a device, stick it in your trunk so there's no feedback. Do something, you know, stick it in the glove box, something. But get yourself on here as many times as possible and make sure you never miss a 9 o'clock call. Hold yourself accountable for that. If you don't do anything else, hold yourself accountable for that. Because when new people come on here, and we are having a lot of new people dropping in here, they need to see a ton of people in here generating excitement. Now, here's the other thing. I want a lineup of speakers every night on that 9 o'clock call. I want sometime during the day, you contact me and tell me, I'll be available to talk tonight. I'll be available to talk tonight. I want to hear from you during the course of the day. Let me know I'm available to talk tonight. I want to come in and say something. Every day you should be thinking of something new. I wake up every morning and the first thought on my mind is, what can I say today that's going to stimulate some thought in someone else that they need to become a part of this? What can I say today? And I start thinking on it. That's what you need to be doing too. First thing you wake up in the morning, you know, if you got that cup of coffee and it's in that cup and it says, I hate poverty on it, my heart bleeds with hatred for poverty, or you got the crusade to kill poverty, you got those soldiers on there. You wake up and see, you drink your coffee out of that every morning. How many of you drink coffee here every morning? You drinking something, drink it out of that mug. Because I'll tell you what, you sit there drinking that and it's going to remind you, hey, don't forget, this is what you're part of. Don't forget, you're very, very intricate part of eradicating poverty. Don't forget, you have this power inside of you. Don't forget that it's only about you sharing it with other people today. Changing someone else's life today should be top priority on your list of things to do. Write it on paper. You got a to-do list every day? You write a to-do list for yourself every day? Put at the top of that list, first thing, I'm going to change somebody's life today. Write that in there. That's the top priority today. I'm going to change somebody's life today. I'm going to take at least 5 minutes out of my time and make contact with somebody. And if you can take 5 minutes, you can take 10 minutes and make contact with 2 people, because that's only how much time it takes. If it takes that much even. I'm going to take 2 hours out every day. I'm going to do what Robert and Susan do, and I'm going to average 1 to 4 signups every day. Put that at the top of your list. Schedule your time every day. Where is this 2 hours going to fit in? If you're not scheduling your day every day by the clock, if you don't have a day planner and you haven't budgeted in that time in your day, I'm going to tell you what, you're not going to do it. You're just not going to do it. If it's not a priority and you haven't locked in the time that you're going to do it every day, you're not going to do it. Plain and simple. You got to budget it in your day. You've got to treat the minutes in your day as the same as you do the pennies in your piggy bank, the money in your wallet, the money in your bank account. It is one and the same. That is one and the same. How you spend your time is going to be direct proportion to how much money you have. It is one and the same. Time and money are one in the same. You have got to treat the minutes that you have the same way that you budget your money. You can afford this, this, and this. Budget the minutes in your day. I can only afford to spend this much time doing this thing. This is the most important thing. Where am I going to budget it in? How much time am I going to spend doing it? How much time can I squeeze into it between all the other things I have to do? Yep, you got to sleep. You got to take a bath. You got to eat. I eat with y'all guys. I never get off of this Zoom. I want y'all coming in here every day telling me who you're going to speak tonight. So I put you on the roster. I know who I can call on every evening to have something to say. And then you think about it. What are you going to say when it's your turn, when I call on you? Have something in mind that you're going to say. Come to the call prepared to participate. Come to the call prepared to participate in that call. It should not be just me up here blowing my horn. No, these people coming here need to hear from you. They need to hear from the people who are already here. They need to hear your excitement. They need to hear your conviction. They need to hear your testimonies if you have a testimony. If you've ever been with me and received any money from anything I've taken you into, you need to come a report on that. You need to come in here and say something about that. Man, got with Lisa 2 weeks later, I put $50 out here, and 2 weeks later I had over $1,200. If that's happened to you, get in here and say that every night at 9 o'clock. Be here. Show up. Be here. We're making recordings for your capture pages to make your capture pages more powerful. I need you in here making testimonies. I need you in here sharing your excitement. If you've picked up spillover, come say so on the recordings at night, on those presentation calls. Be here, show up and participate. You're a soldier of fortune. Soldiers don't hide in the backfield. They get up to front line and they get the job done. They pull their weapons out and they kill the enemy. The enemy is poverty. Your mouth, your tongue is the double-edged sword that's going to kill it. It's time to start swinging it. Some of you are just sitting in here waiting, letting me do it all. We're more powerful when you come in here and you participate. You reinforce what it is that I say. Step up to the plate. You all have a mouth. You all know how to talk. There's no excuse for people coming into the calls at night and not having something to say that's positive. You got something negative to say, you hold it for here. That comes out here. But I'm going to tell you something. If you bring me a problem, the next thing I'm going to ask you is, what's the solution to that? Because I'm going to have you start thinking for yourself how to solve the problems. There's so many problems I can solve. There's some things I can't. Sometimes you just have to become a problem-solving thinking person. When there's a problem, you start thinking immediately, what's the solution? Now, if you're having an issue with your website, something like that, I want to know about it because I got to get the programmer on it. But there's other problems and issues going on. You got to recognize you have a brain. God gave you a brain. And it can do so much thinking and consume so much information. It's like a computer. It can hold enormous amounts of information and translate and compile and just, you know, at synapses. It's just happening. Zoom, 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 zoom. Everything you see, your brain is calculating it. Everything you hear, your brain is calculating it. It is a muscle. And the more you use it and exercise it, the stronger it gets, the sharper it gets. If you don't want to live in senility in your old age, you know, how do you fight becoming senile? And, you know, I got my senior moments, I have to admit, but man, the more information I obtain, the sharper I try to keep my brain. I know I'm fighting off Alzheimer's, dementia. You got to exercise that brain. And one of the best ways to do it is when you see a problem, even if you see a potential problem, start thinking about how to head it off the pass. How to head it off as a pass. It's like if you see a glass falling off the edge of a table or sitting close to the edge of a table, your first instinct would be to think, that's a little close to the edge, it might fall off. You push it back up on the table. That's preventative thinking. But if you see a glass sitting at the edge of the table and it starts to fall, your instincts are going to be to reach out and try to grab it and stop it. That's solution thinking. So if you apply those same principles right there to everything in your life, you will avoid a lot of pitfalls and problems, and you'll move forward faster and get better results. So examine everything that's going on for where you can find a place to make things better. When you can find a place to make things better, then you are doing preventative problem solving, because you may be moving things to advance rather than moving into a problem. That's still problem solving thinking. So anyway, you guys got to help us pump up the attendance in here, particularly on that 9 o'clock call, It is so imperative, so important. I can't stress it enough. And you've really got to get in here and verbally share your thoughts about the school, what the school provides, what we have here, the power of it. And help people find their own power. Empower people. Empower them. So what's we got going on here? Somebody's shopping. So anyway, empowering people is where you're going to see your business absolutely explode. If you can get a hold of those people in your view leads area and help them understand what an important part they can play here in this crusade to kill poverty, how valuable not only this is to them, but to the world, and appeal to them, strike a nerve in their heart, find that place in their heart that is absolutely wants to be part of something bigger than themselves and wants to make the world a better place. And this becomes so much more than an opportunity. It's not an opportunity. Everything we do here, everything that I work to provide, everything that Joseph's helping to work to provide, every single thing about this school is not about offering an opportunity. It's about a mission. It's about a mission to eradicate poverty. We manipulate the network marketing industry in order to get that to happen, because it's simple and easy to do. And everybody wants more money. And on just mere pennies, we can change people's lives. $20 today is mere pennies to what $20 was in the 80s. I was working a $20 program in the 80s. Same compensation plan. Everybody rocked it and everybody made tons of money. Everybody. Because everybody got there too. And at that time, $20 was worth a whole lot more than it is now. If we did that in the 80s, I know you guys can rock this thing now. Pre-launch is well on the way. We're selling an investor's position at the very, very top, and the price on it keeps going up because more people keep coming in. It's worth more and more and more every day. But guys, as you work to bring those people in, that investor's position becomes more and more valuable. You're going to find that I got a video going on in here. It's interesting. I don't know where that's coming from. But anyway, you're going to find that you're going to be, let me see. I've got to stop this video going here. I don't know who this is. Anyway, you've got to just take this very seriously. These meetings are so important. You know, get your people to come to the calls. You want to turn them on, get them to come to the calls, get them to come to both of the calls, or at least make sure they're getting the emails and they're listening to the recordings. If you're getting the emails, send them out to everybody in your view leads area, because some of those people may not be getting the emails because something's going on between the admin at acquisitionallianceinc.com email address and their email address. They may not be getting them. Some of you on this call right now, I already know you're not getting the emails. We're trying to fix that. But there may be other people in your view leads area that are also not getting them. So whatever email comes to you from admin at Acquisition Alliance INC, you need to go over into your email boxes. You need to create mailing list groups and do one group, all the people that come into your view leads area that their name is, maybe their last name starts A through G, something like that. And you title that group A through G, AAI, A through G. Then you make another email group list. And the reason you're going to have to do this is because none of your email boxes providers are going to let you send out more than about maybe 25 to somewhere between 25 and 50 people and the same email. It'll block it. It won't go. So you're going to need to divide up your view leads area into different groups in your email boxes. Your Yahoo, Gmail, whatever you're using, you're going to need to make contact list and give them different titles. So like A through G, H through M, N through Z, something like that. And then just start adding as you get new leads come in there. Make sure you go take them and add them over to that email list, whichever group it is they fit into. And then every day when you get that email from admin, you go forward it to those lists, to all three of those lists. Now, before you hit send on it, make sure that after you hit forward, you delete the part at the bottom that has your AAI username and login details. Just erase that part and hit send. Bam. So simple, so easy to do. This is the backup plan to make sure some people may get it twice because they did get it from admin. So what? So what? It's better to make sure they got it than they didn't. And if they get it twice, so what? Get it to them. Make sure everybody's getting these emails. Guys, I am seeing old people that have been in AAI for a while rejuvenate. We had a lady come in yesterday because of an email that I sent out the day before who bought $1,000 worth of that investment position. $1,000 of it with nothing more than a simple email that showed up in her email box. Get these emails out, because for every person that you wake up, that you get them acquainted to the fact that there's these calls they need to come to. If they're a new person, they don't know anything except what they saw on your capture page. They don't know about these calls. Make sure they know about these calls. It's on the emails. These calls are listed on the emails. School activities, it's on every email. Make sure that they have that information so that they too can start joining these training calls in the morning and the evening call. And what's going to happen is, because you're doing this, you're going to see your people start to convert. They're going to get involved because they're hearing these training calls and they're learning about something that's going on here. They're learning about how $20 becomes $65,000 repetitively. If they're coming to the evening call, they're going to learn that. If they're coming to the training call in the morning, they're going to learn how to make it happen. So you've got to get these emails out to these people. It works. The more times they see emails popping up and these emails have these recordings of yesterday's training calls in it, you're going to see more activity. You're going to see people waking up. You're going to see people come to action. You're going to see your new people convert. Get these emails out to everybody. Create those 3 email lists today. Go in your view leads area, copy and paste every email address and go put it in your box, in your email contact list, and create those separate individual boxes. Who we got here on the call? Hi there. So anyway, make those email boxes, those email contact lists, and get them loaded up today with all the people in your View Leads area, and get the practice going today of sending to your people the email. If you're not getting the email directly from admin, you got it from somebody in your upline, forward it to all your people that are in your contact list. Just erase the part at the top that says forward, and it shows the email address of your upline that sent it to you. Just when you hit forward, that's going to show up on there. Just erase that part of it, so it only sends them what came from admin. This is easy stuff to do, guys. You got to make contact with your people. It's just that plain and simple. Otherwise, you guys are going to keep seeing the same names and the same faces come into these calls every day. And what's that doing for us? If there's not new people coming into these calls every day, something's wrong with that picture. Solution thinking says people aren't making contact with their leads. They're getting leads because they're following the system. They're learning to follow the system that Robert and Susan are doing. They're getting leads that are signing up on your capture page, but the next step that they need to take is not happening because they're not showing up here on these calls. That tells me they're sitting there in your View Leads area and they don't have a clue what they've got or what to do with it. Contact. Build the relationship with them. Contact. Offer them a tour of the back office of the school. Let me help you find some things in the back office of the school. Let me show you some of these free tools that are in there for you to use and how valuable they are. Make sure they know where to find the recordings of the daily trainings, that they know where to find the presentations, that they know where to find Robert's training. Make sure they know where to find Robert's training. Make sure that they know, hey, you know, our top leaders are teaching everybody how they have brought in over 500 people a year on average. That's more than a person a day, without doing cold contacts or anything. Simply learning how to copy and paste something. Make sure they know this stuff. They're struggling. They're struggling, or they would not have ever signed up with you anyway. They wouldn't have filled out the form on your capture page to begin with. Give them the extra information that they need that we can't put on a capture page because it's too much information. And I'm tired of hearing everybody complain, it's too long. I'm going to tell you what, guys, if people want to know the next thing, they're going to listen. They're going to, if whatever they've already heard has got their attention and keeps them looking and watching, they're going to continue to look and watch, no matter how long it is. Because why? They're struggling and they're desperate for a better way. Just because you think it's too long, don't prejudge what other people will think. You've heard it a million times. You're tired of hearing it. But other people, it's the first time for them. They see and hear something and it keeps talking and it goes from one thing to the other that's keeping their attention. They're going to keep listening because they're looking for a solution to their problem too. Not getting enough people to sign up with them, not getting enough money out of the industry. Maybe they're not even in the industry. But now you pique their curiosity. They want to know more. How do you make this work? Don't prejudge people about anything. You never know what's going to excite them. And you don't know what's going on in their personal life. And you don't know. You might just have shared with them the very thing they needed that gives them hope and restores their faith again. Never prejudge anybody. Put it in front of everybody. And it doesn't matter how long it is. Let them decide when they're ready to shut it off, when they've heard enough. It doesn't matter how long those videos are. If the first part of it catches their attention and they're interested, they're going to keep listening. If they're not interested, they're going to shut it off and they're not going to fill out the form. But if they listen all the way through, they obviously had a lot of interest in it. They obviously had a lot of interest in it. And if they fill out the form, they heard something in there that they wanted to be part of, or they never would fill out the form. Understand that. If people hang around and keep listening, it's because something that's being said is of interest to them. They see some value in it for themselves. Look at all the info commercials that come out. You're surfing through Facebook. The next thing you know, or you got some commercial there and it just goes on and on and on. How long have you stayed in some of those things? Why did you stay there? They're called marketing funnels. They just go on and on and on. They give you some information. If you're ready to go to the next step, it just keeps going and going and going. How many of those commercials have you stayed in and possibly listened to some of them for over an hour? Some of them go on that long, particularly some of those commercials that sell health products. They just go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Here's a testimony, here's this, here's that, scientific proof, blah, 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 blah. How many of those piqued your curiosity and whatever they said kept your interest long enough that you stayed on there for probably 45 minutes to an hour? And then they started flashing up to you. Finally, they start flashing up to you how much this thing cost. There isn't anything I've ever put out that's more than an hour and a half. But somewhere in there, if they listened all the way through, or they got to some point that they said, yeah, I'm interested, they fill out the form. If they don't have any more time to listen, they'll just fill out the form. I've heard enough right now, I can't listen to any more, but I want to know more about this. They're going to fill out the form. But now they're in their own back. They got an email to verify their email address. Maybe it went to their spam. They never found it. So they're not even there, but they are showing up in your view leads area. You need to find out. It tells you whether they verified their email address or not. You need to make contact with those people, especially if it says they did not verify their email address. But either way, whether they did or they didn't, they don't know what the next step is. They don't know. People don't know what they don't know. Put yourself in their shoes. What have they just seen? Do they know what to do next? Do they know about the Zoom call? Do they know about the trainings? Do they know about the presentation call? The answer is no, they don't. That's up to you to make contact with them and make sure they know what the next step is. You did the work to get them. You put your link somewhere and somebody filled out the form. Follow up. It's always in the follow up. I don't care what you're doing. It's always in the follow up. You need to connect with people. We're not sending you to the battle zone alone to fight this battle. We're doing it together. Those people you bring in want to be part of this. Get them connected. That's your job. That's your job. That's when you need to be swinging that double-edged sword in your mouth. Make contact with them. Talk to them. Express your excitement, your enthusiasm, and your commitment for what we're doing. That's your part. You got to do something here. I'm going to tell you what. There's a song came out of, I think it was The Sound of Music. Nothing comes from nothing. Nothing ever could. If that's all you got to do is be friendly to some people, can you not muster that up? These are people that are going to make you a lot of money for the rest of your life. Close the deal with them. Become friends with them. Get connected with them. Help them find the power in them that you're finding in yourself, how they can change other people's lives. Connect with these people. They're in your view leads area. They're going to be following you on the money train, signing up with you and other things that are on your money train. They don't know nothing about the money train from the presentation calls. They know very little about it. They're going to be that next person that turns on your second $65,000, your third $65,000, your fourth $65,000, because they're going to be signing up with you and all those things. Make some connection with them. Hello. You want them to sign up with you in 5, 6, 7 things, but you won't even take the time to reach out to them and say, hi, hello, I'm so-and-so, nice to meet you. I see you were excited if you saw something in my video that you watched that you liked, and I want to help you learn more about it. You can't do that? Give me a break. Give me a break. How many people are sitting in your view leads area right now that you have never connected with? Never connected with them. But you want them to sign up with you on the money train and all the stuff you got on there. You want them to activate 3 or 4, 5, 6 things, pay $70 to activate all these different things. I gotta scratch my head. I don't know. I don't know. How soon you want $65,000? What good does it do to keep bringing in more and more and more people and none of them convert? You got view leads, you got people in your view leads. You need to make some time to connect to those people. Get them engaged here. Invite them to join this crusade to become a true soldier of fortune. A true soldier of fortune isn't sitting there waiting for spillover. A true soldier of fortune is going out there to share and fight in this army. They're going out there to help change somebody else's life. That's what you want to see these people become, soldiers of fortune who are going to go out and share it with 2 more people and 2 more people and 2 more people. If you don't make the effort to connect with them and express this to them, they're never going to do that. They're going to sit there in your view leads area forever, doing nothing and not making you any money and not activating any of these things. You got to do your part. If you're a true soldier of fortune, you're going to do your part. You're going to make sure they convert, and they will. As soon as they know what they don't know, they will. They just don't know enough yet. As soon as you give them enough information, a little more information, a little nudge, a little, I call it passive persuasion, persistent passive persuasion, you'll see them convert very quickly. But you got to make the effort to reach out to them. They're in your view leads area. You caught them. You cast some bait out there somewhere and you caught them. But now you got to fry them up and eat them. That means get them converted. They got money on the table. They're vested. Nobody's not going to want a VIP, a very important position in the avatar build out right now. Nobody's not going to want that. Nobody with the extra $20 to spare isn't going to want to get that right now. You need them already in there, because that's your guarantee that 15 days, into it, you're making, the more people that are stacking in, the more levels you're filling up under you in that VIP build out, the pre-launch build out, the closer you're getting to your first $65,000. Do you want it on opening day, or you want to wait another 15 days or another month or whatever? Make contact with your people you already got. You caught them. Now convert them. Get them in here in this army. We don't need dead fish hanging around. They stink. We need people in here that are alive and kicking the patootie out of poverty, as Mark Stevens says. All right, guys, any questions this morning? Okay, no questions. So you know what you need to do today. Kick Satan out of the way and get to work, because he's the one putting that negative stuff in your head, telling you you can't do this. You know you can do this. This is child's play. I could send an army full of kids out there today, door to door with me, and we would find 20, 30, 40 people in a day. I promise you. But it's not legal for me to go do that, so I don't. But we could be done. Could be done. So you can easily do it when you can reach out to hundreds of thousands of people at your fingertips right here, and you already got people here in your view leads area. So time to get on the ball and get it done. All right, I'm going to pull up the pledge and we'll just jump in there. And Beverly, you ready? Miss Beverly, are you here? All right, do I have another volunteer for this morning? Anybody here want to volunteer for the pledge? To recite the pledge. Apparently Beverly had to leave. All right, well, let's unmute, y'all. Jerry. Okay. What am I getting, the silent treatment?
Right here.
Okay,
No.
awesome. Hey, Joanne, you want to lead the pledge this morning?
Oh, no, I'm so shy.
Oh my goodness, you are not. You come in here and ask
I'm
questions
too
all the
shy.
time.
Oh, okay. I'll do it.
You're committed, aren't you?
I'm what?
Are you committed to this mission? that we're on?
Yes.
All
Yes,
right.
I am. And
All
I
right,
have
then.
a bunch of people I'm really upset with. But anyway,
Oh,
that's
Well,
besides
this
the
should make you
fact.
feel better. Just
Okay.
recommit to what you're committed to. Here we go. We're all gonna follow after Joanne. Fire
All
away when you're
right.
ready, Joanne.
Where is it?
Oh, did I not share the screen? Okay, here we go.
Oh, that's the phone.
about
Who's
that.
that?
Here we go.
Wait.
There we go.
Spam call. Okay. Oh, here we go. See, I took singing lessons and I could never sing in front of anybody.
Oh,
Anyway,
goodness.
I have been blessed
I have
I
been
have been
blessed
with the knowledge and the weapon
with the knowledge
with
and
the
the weapon
knowledge and the weapon
that will eradicate poverty
that will
that will
eradicate
eradicate
poverty
poverty
simply and easily.
simply and
simply and
easily.
easily.
I have the power
I have the power
and the solution
and the
and the
solution
solution
to help end the problems
to help
to
end the
help end the
problem
problems
that poverty brings.
that
that
poverty
poverty
brings.
breeds.
I respect.
I
I am
respect
an intricate part
I'm an intricate
I-
part
of ending the suffering
of
of
ending
ending
the
the
suffering
suffering
of millions of people around the world.
of millions of people around the world.
I respect and honor
I respect and
I
honor
respect and honor
the privilege and ability
the
the
privilege and
privilege and
ability
ability
that has been bestowed upon me
that has been bestowed upon me
to make a difference in poverty.
to make a
to
difference
make a
in
difference
poverty.
in poverty.
I will not waste time.
I will
I
not
will not waste
waste time.
time.
I hasten
I
to call
hasten
to the call of duty
hasten
And
to the
hasten
call
to
of
the call
duty
of duty
and pledge to give my best
and pledge to give
pledge
my
to give my
best
best
every day to this cause
every
to this
day to this cause
in the interest of all
in the
mankind.
interest of all
in the interest of all
mankind.
mankind.
For my God,
Before my God,
who wants his people to prosper, I make this pledge.
who
who wants his people to
prosper,
prosper, I make
I
this
make this
pledge.
pledge.
Number 5.
Exemplify.
Exemplify.
Alrighty. Robert,
Okay, here we go. I am grateful
I am
I
grateful
am grateful
that money comes to me
that money comes to me
that money comes to me.
in increasing quantities
in increasing quantities
from multiple sources
from multiple sources
on a continuous basis.
on a
On a
continuous
continuous
basis.
basis.
I am a money magnet.
I am a money magnet.
I earn
Money
$10,000 per
magnet.
month
I earn $10,000 per month
from network marketing.
from network marketing.
I am healthy.
I am
I'm
healthy.
healthy.
I am wealthy.
I am wealthy.
I am wealthy.
I am happy.
I am
I
happy.
am happy.
I am love.
I am love.
I am
am
success.
love.
I am success.
I am
success
prosperity.
I am prosperity.
and
I
prosperity.
am abundance.
I am abundance.
I'm abundance.
I am money.
I am money.
I am money.
I am the universe.
I am the
I
universe.
am the
I am
universe.
amazing.
I
I'm
am amazing.
I am
I am.
I am
that I am.
that I
And
am.
I am.
Every day,
Every day,
Every
in every
day,
way,
in every
in
way,
every way.
I am getting better and better.
I am getting
I'm
better
getting
and better.
and better.
The Lord is my shepherd.
The Lord is my
The Lord
shepherd.
is my
I
shepherd.
shall not want.
I
I
shall not want.
want.
This is the day
This is the
This is
day
the day
the Lord has made.
the Lord has made.
We will rejoice
We will rejoice
and be glad in it.
and be glad in it.
in it.
I allow the energy of wealth,
I allow the energy of wealth,
Of wealth,
prosperity,
prosperity,
abundance,
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 compassion,
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 and empathy
and
and
empathy
empathy.
to flow into my heart
to flow into my
Go to
heart
my heart
and life today.
and life today.
today.
By thought, the thing I want
By thought, the thing I want
comes to me,
comes to me,
but only by action
but only by
Only by
action
action
do I receive it.
do I receive it.
So I think big
So I think
I
big
think big
and act on it daily.
and act on it
and
daily.
it daily.
Amen.
Amen. And so it is. All right, is Joseph on the call? Let me get over to that screen here. I don't know if he is or not.
I don't see him.
Don't see him. All right, guys. All right, so it's the middle of the week, hump day. And for all those people you're trying to help get that extra $100 bonus, you're halfway through the week now. So whatever they need to get those 5 people in 1 week, their first 5 people, it's time to get her done. You only got a few more days left. All right. God bless everybody. I'll be right here if you need me. Have a great day. God bless.
Thank you, Lizelle.
Thank you.
Thank. I wish I could read
Oh, you did great, Joanne. It's awesome.
for my first time.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Find that
Alright.
voice inside of you. Find your power. It's great. Yeah.
It's coming. It's
Yeah.
coming. All right, honey.
Love you. God
Love
bless.
you too, honey. Bye bye.